Wróćmy więc tą drogą, z której przyszliśmy.
Hey, you!
Jakiś głos.
Down here!
Who are you?
Can't you see? I'm a crab man.
You're the first sea creature I met who I knew was a man.
Why wouldn't I know it? I've got eyes, don't I? And now tell me, what by the gods are you doing with that old shroud? Can't you read?
What are you talking about?
The note beside me, which by the way was not easy to make, clearly warns you of the jabbering clam you talked to a moment ago.
Uh-huh. Oh, well, I didn't notice it. Furthermore, I can't
Sporo
read
tu
those
pod wodą
signs.
gadających stworzeń, gadających zwierząt. Takie bardzo fajne, te zwierzęta. Niestety w prawdziwym świecie rozmawiać ze zwierzętami można tylko przez minutę chyba w Wigilię, tak? O północy. Szkoda, że tylko wtedy. A tutaj można cały czas z nimi rozmawiać.
What's your name?
How about showing some respect for your elders and introducing yourself first?
I'm sorry, little one. I had no idea crabs live to be that old. How old are you, anyway?
Older than you can possibly imagine, puppy. I'm not like one of those poor wretches you humans make soup of.
Don't be angry. My name's Olaf.
See? You can do it, young man. I suppose you have the white catfish scale, huh?
How did you know?
People don't just stroll like that underwater, especially not this deep. Not only could you drown, the pressure would burst your eardrums and crush your ribs.
O, widać wreszcie jakieś mądre stworzenie.
What's actually written on the coral note?
Listen well. Beware the babbling shell.
Gods, that's a lousy rhyme.
A critical analphabet. What's next?
How well do you know the clam nearby?
Eliana? Better than I want to, trust me. Knowing her for 10 minutes is too much. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have things to do.
Actually, I have a few more questions, if you don't mind.
Be quick.
Well, maybe you could tell me since you're so wise and sophisticated.
Listen, you know what? Right now I'm hungry. Very hungry. You wouldn't happen to have something to eat?
I'm afraid I'm traveling light.
The young today, what kind of hero are you? Don't you know any heroic epic or fairy tales?
I do, but,
What if you met a wise man, for example? What would you offer him?
well, a piece of bread with strawberry jam? But it seemed unpractical to take these things underwater. Besides, no tales ever say anything of hungry talking crabs.
Such negligence. All fairy tale writers are damn ignorants.
You're probably right. Can we now get back to...
No, I will have no further questioning on an empty stomach. Give me something to eat, and I might reminisce with you some more.
And what would you like to eat?
A crab can digest almost anything, but I would prefer a fish or something similar.
Okay. I'll try to find something.
But hurry up, young man. I won't be here long.
I'm sorry, I had no idea you were that old.
Baloney. I'm not ready to die yet. I only meant I'll be leaving soon.
Well, take care then, and I'll bring something. See you later.
Że też w przygodówkach nie ma nigdy żadnych bezinteresownych stworzeń. Czy to ludzi, czy nawet zwierząt. Wszyscy tylko chcą czegoś w zamian. Będziemy musieli coś wykombinować. Ale to nie jest takie trudne. Na dobry początek znów złapmy to dziwne stworzenie. Znaczy tę kulkę, jakąś wydzielinę. Tym razem nie musimy już powtarzać tej kolejności. Samo się automatycznie zadanie nam zaliczy, ponieważ widocznie twórcy uznali, i chyba dobrze, że jeśli raz się uporaliśmy z zadaniem danym, to nie ma co męczyć nas po raz drugi, trzeci, czwarty, etc. i tak dalej. Ale teraz jak się tam przeczołgać, żeby to dziwne stworzenie nam nie zabrało znów tej grudki. Ano, wstawmy gąbkę w dziurę. I być może to tego łobuza zatrzyma. Tak jak grałem, to miałem z nim urwanie głowy, ciągle mi zabierał tę grudkę.
There! You can't attack anyone now, you lightning beast.
Sprawdźmy, czy to zadziała. Na szczęście tak, zadziałało. Ta złośliwa ryba się nie pokazała i dobrze. Teraz znów tam zejdźmy do tego kraba gadającego. Może to zje. Oby.
Show me what you have?
Wydzielina śmiechoplujki, czyli to stworzenie to jest śmiechoplujka. W sumie tak, bo pluło śmiechem. Pluło śmiechem? O może. Ja bym tego do ust nigdy w życiu nie wziął.
A delicacy. You know, spit laughter uses the nugget to lure the small fish, which gets stuck to it and falls back into the mouth with it. And since they are picky little beasts, the bait must be something special.
I'm glad you like it. May I ask you a couple of questions now?
By all means, young man, ask.
What do you think about the clam nearby?
Have you noticed there are no fish in her vicinity? No jellyfish, no seahorse, nor any other rootless creatures who can decamp really fast?
Now that you mention it,
That's because Veliena is simply unbearable. She leaves nothing and no one in peace. She's always nagging someone.
she isn't talking much right now.
How come? Ha! Is her jaw locked again? Serves her right. We'll have peace for a few days.
I promised the clam I'd help her.
By the gods, are you insane?
Well, I admit she's a bit annoying.
A bit annoying. She hasn't had a polite day in her life.
Now you are exaggerating.
Not much, trust me. I've lived here with her a couple of years and I know what I'm talking about.
So why do you stay here with her for so long?
I had my reasons and I'll keep them to myself.
As you wish. Since you know her that well, you probably know how to get rid of jaw cramps.
It'll go away in a few hours, and then we'll have some peace and quiet.
But I'd like to talk to her now.
I can't really see why, but I don't care anymore. I'm leaving soon anyway. There are more ways to ease the jaw cramps. Catching a flash fish would be the easiest.
A flash fish?
It's a fish which gives out something resembling lightning. The scholars call it electric discharge, but I doubt if you've ever heard about it. Anyway, it's exactly the treatment Veliana deserves.
How do I catch a flash fish?
Too hard for you, huh? All right, I'll give you a piece of advice. You know how bird catchers catch siskins and other small birds on the mainland?
They take a sticky cloth and cover it with grain.
That's exactly how you catch a flash fish. You just use a spit laughter nugget like the one you fed me, instead of grain. The flash fish is crazy about it and can feel it from far. It's an ideal bait.
But what do I use underwater as an adhesive?
The creatures rolling in the sand nearby expel sticky threads when startled. They look a bit like cucumbers, so they're called sea cucumbers. So now you know how to get the adhesive and the bait. You can make a trap on your own, I hope.
I'll think of something, thanks. Do you know the water dragon who lives in the cave at the bottom of the trench?
Mjolnir, of course. He's one of the last sea titans.
Titans? He didn't look that big to me.
True, he's not very big, but his strength used to be tremendous.
Used to be.
He's not a spring chicken anymore. As far as I know, he's even older than me.
Do you know how one can defeat Mjorgen?
Why would you want to do something like that?
He has a magic object which I need, and I doubt he'll give it to me if I ask him nicely.
Is that object yours?
No, but it isn't his either.
I don't want to help you with that.
He is a dragon, a menace to his surrounding.
How is he a menace?
Well, I guess such a monster eats a lot. There are whale skeletons in front of his cave and of poor other creatures he devoured.
So, I, for example, eat fish. How about you?
Actually, I'm a fisherman.
So how are we better than Mjorgen, damn it?
Mjorgen sank a ship with good men on board to steal the magic object.
Really? What do you people do when an animal or creature enters your garden, vineyard, or orchard?
That's something.
No, it isn't different. And that's exactly what Mjorgen did. From what I've heard, he even warned those men. They got what they deserved.
That's quite cruel, don't you think?
The world is cruel, and the sea especially.
Have you ever heard about a Nautesian called Apedulas?
Yes, I know who he is. A man from the sea who led the Nautisan army against the Titans. Why do you ask?
I'd like to find him.
I can't help you with that. No one has heard of him in years. No one knows whether he's still alive.
A whale youngster told me about a magic jewel which belonged to Apedulas and gave him strength.
Yes?
So I thought a wise and sophisticated crab like yourself might know something about it.
We crabs never cared for jewels much. Vanity is the privilege of men, be they on land or underwater.
Do you know anything about the nearby temple?
If I were to tell you all I know about its history, we'd be here for a long time, and I don't have that much time for you. So all I can tell you is that it was built by the Nautisans and the Titans together. It was the last attempt to prevent the war over the artifact. But the artifact disappeared from the shrine a few days after the construction was finished, and each side blamed the other for the theft. A war broke out which destroyed both empires.
That's sad.
Such things happen throughout history.
Do you know anything about the artifact which was deposited in the temple?
Only that it was very rare, and that it had magical power. I don't know what kind of power it was, but I'm sure it was not worth fighting for.
See you later.
To była bardzo długa dyskusja. I w trakcie tej dyskusji o kilku ciekawych rzeczy się dowiedzieliśmy, choć w sumie nie tak ciekawych, jak można się było tego spodziewać. Okazuje się, że całkiem nieźle wydedukował z tabliczki Olaf tę historię tytanów i wodnych ludzi. No i w zasadzie tyle o samym Apidulasie i o klejnocie. Jak widać, krab nie za dużo chciał mówić. Takie można było odnieść wrażenie, że nie chciał mówić. I trochę bronił tego smoka, Mjorgina, że po prostu zżerał. No jedzenie to jest czymś normalnym i na przykład krab żywi się rybami, Olaf też jest rybakiem, łowi ryby, więc jeśli się poluje na coś dla pożywienia, dla zdobycia pożywienia, to nie jest to nic złego. Dobra, teraz już w kolejnych odcinkach będziemy pomagać i tej małży, co to tam było, ze szczękościskiem i maleństwu, które boi się być same i chce mieć towarzysza, albo my będziemy mu chcieli znaleźć towarzysza, ewentualnie sprawić, żeby się nie bało być same. No, wiecie o co chodzi. To już będzie w kolejnych odcinkach. Na razie to tyle. Do usłyszenia, cześć.